Hey everybody, hello and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be checking out Taylor Swift's All Too Well, the short film. And the reason I want to do this song in particular, and spoiler alert here, I've actually heard this song, is because I recently did a reaction to the Taylor Swift Reputation tour on Netflix, and it blew me away, man. So the whole tour is over-the-top production, like backup singers and dancers and a stage setup like you would not believe. The audience interaction was unreal. But it wasn't until we got to this certain point in the set where Taylor basically dropped it all, the lights came up a little bit, and she strapped on this acoustic guitar. I thought to myself, uh-oh, we're about to take a shift here. I don't know if people are going to be down with this because there's been so much pop music and dancing and laughing and crying and everything. I just don't know if this is going to read so well in this kind of set. I was wrong. When she put on the guitar and played her first chord, the entire stadium erupted. It was actually kind of a beautiful experience. For a second there, you could hear a pin drop, but when she hit this first note, it was like everybody knew what was about to happen. And that was she was about to play this song. And the interaction from that point on was really beautiful, honestly. It was like ethereal kind of in a way. Everybody just sang along. They knew the words by heart, and it was this beautiful moment. And honestly, one of the highlights of the show. Now, that's really hard to do when you have such over-the-top production and lights and flashes and fireworks and all these things to take your attention away. But it wasn't until she stripped everything back and put on that acoustic guitar that I feel like she truly captured the audience. And that is incredibly difficult to do. So I mentioned, in my reaction I did to that I thought that was a really cool thing and everything. And people said, oh, you should check out this short film version. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll check it out. The song itself is 14 or almost 15 minutes long here, which is fine. I don't mind doing a long one. But obviously, it's going to be much longer than the actual song itself. So I wonder if there's going to be any sort of changes or anything. I guess we're going to find out right now. Hey, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel and supporting me, on Patreon, we get a lot of exclusive Taylor Swift stuff. I just did a reaction to the Folklore album, the Long Pond Sessions. If you're interested in checking out the 3-hour video on that, I did a huge deep dive. That's available over there. It'll truly help keep the channel alive and keep the lights on around here. But if not, there's going to be plenty of reactions over here as well. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content. Anyway, let's check it out, shall we? All Too Well, the short film. Let's do it. Love is short, forgetting is so long.
Are you for real?
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just feel like maybe I made you up.
Oh, shit. And we get a sonic fade in from the music here. I love like the slight twang in the guitar. That and the piano is just beautiful.
I walked to the door with you. The air was cold, but something about it felt like home somehow. And I left my scarf there at your sister's house, and you still got it in your drawer even now.
Upstate Escape.
Oh, your sweet disposition and my wide-eyed gaze. We're singing in the car, getting lost upstate. Autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place, and I can picture it after all these days. And I know it's long gone and that magic's not here no more, and I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. 'Cause there we are again on that little town street.
Oh, they're going for it, dude.
'Cause you were looking over at me, wind in my hair. I was there, I remember it all too.
Get a hardcore makeout sesh. I gotta say, so far, it's beautiful acting. I mean, I don't feel like Taylor Swift really needs a music video to accompany her music. In fact, I haven't really seen any but one music video, honestly. And it actually was a pretty cool video. But anyway, I feel like the story kind of speaks for itself. You know, there's something like quintessential that I'm noticing about Taylor Swift's music, and there's a certain country aspect to it, and I understand that's kind of her roots and where she started. But it starts off by like setting the stage, where they're going, where they're driving, how things are kind of fitting into place, and like it really like it creates a mental picture. It's one of those things where it feels like, you know how they say a book is better than a movie. It's kind of like in your head you're already picturing what's going on, and this song is no different. I loved how everything kind of faded in. It feels like we're really ramping up for a journey here. The acting seems good so far, honestly. Like it feels like I'm watching, I don't know, some kind of drama or TV show or movie or something. Hardcore makeout session, but this is, I know kind of where this song is going, so I'm already defensive, you know? I kind of have a feeling things are going to fall apart pretty quickly here, but at this point, it looks like they're wildly in love, and it's going to be kind of heartbreaking to see what happens here. Oh, I love the slight orchestrations.
Photo album on the counter. Your cheeks were turning red. You used to be a little kid with glasses in a twin-sized bed. And your mother's telling stories about you on the T-ball.
Oh, he's getting lit.
You told me about your past.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at her face. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so I'm assuming they're, at this point, I'm trying to follow along with not only lyrics and that whole storyline, but actually the movie we're watching here right now. That's a telling sign right there. She's trying to grab his hands. He seems like he's a little intoxicated. I'm assuming he's up at his sister's house with all of his friends here. I'm assuming that's kind of where this is because it coincides with the lyrics here. But that face kind of tells it all.
You were tossing me the car keys, but the patriarchy, keychain on the ground.
I like that line, fuck the patriarchy. So patriarchy, I mean, I'm assuming most of you know what that means, but if you don't, like, it's basically like a bloodline of men that are in charge, and it kind of often excludes women, you know, so it's kind of like the firstborn son takes over kind of thing. And what she's saying is like, fuck the patriarchy. She's saying, well, does that really need to be the case here? Do you need to be the main center of attention or the main center of conversation, really, I guess? I think that's where she's going with that, but it's an abrasive line. It's and I don't even know if this was even in the original. This feels like a new line to me. I'm getting kind of lost in all the Taylor lyrics. It's kind of a lot to dissect, but I'm not sure if this was in the original.
We were always skipping town.
She threw the keys at him. Or he threw the keys at her.
He's gonna say it's love. You never called it what it was. Till we were dead and gone and buried. Check the pulse and come back swearing it's the
Who's he yelling at?
after 3 months in the grave. And then you wondered where it went to as I
Oh my God. It seems like he's like giving her like these glaring looks back, like he's like calling her friend or something, but like, you won't believe my girlfriend right now. She's going nuts and exploding on me for no reason at all right now. He's like, it seems like he's having a difficult time like expressing his emotions past his own ego. And it's something, if you want to be in a committed long-term relationship, you need to do. But I can see this, and I feel like I've almost even been in this place before. I feel like I've almost been this guy. Now, before you start harping on me and say, you know, cancel gym, end of gym party, you know, you have to like emotionally develop in a certain kind of way. And if you want a relationship to work, there's just certain things that you need to do. And it really comes down to communication and mutual respect. And when someone's upset, you don't just like shove it off and be like, oh, you're being crazy or whatever. Like, even if I think my wife is completely out of line and like I don't understand where she's coming from, if she's upset and if she's truly like hurting, then it's my job as her partner to understand why. And it's my job as her partner to try and fix it, even if I don't understand the complete situation. Because oftentimes when you're emotional, like you're not exactly making sense, or we just might not see it from your point of view, but you have to understand that it doesn't matter if you can understand or not. What matters is that person is upset and you need to be there to fix it. That's all it comes down to. And it works both ways. It's not the man's responsibility. It's not the female's responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility in the relationship. But I feel like I've been there before. And I think it really comes down to emotional maturity.
I reached for you, but all I felt was shame. And you held my lifeless frame.
Oh, they're making up.
Why are you so pissed off?
Uh-oh.
I'm not pissed off. Who said I was pissed off?
Because you're acting pissed off. It's ridiculous.
The correct response is, honey, are you okay? You look a little agitated. Is there something I can do? For all you people in new relationships, that works for men and female. If somebody's pissed off, hey, you look pissed off. Why do you look crazy? Why do you look unwell? What's going on here? Like, you don't want to be attacking somebody from that point of view. There's a subtle nuance to all of this. If somebody looks pissed off, let's figure out why and let's get to the bottom of it. And if you're the cause, if you're the issue, then you have to be like strong enough and put your ego in check to basically sit there and just hear them out. And in my experience, 9 times out of 10, that squashes the issue. There's no issue after that because, hey, at least this person heard me out and they promise that they're not going to, they're going to be more cognizant of that and make sure that whatever is upsetting them doesn't happen again, or they'll be more aware of it so they can change their behavior in some kind of way. It's mutual respect, guys.
Ridiculous. He's my
But this is kind of like, it feels like it's kind of like gaslighting coming back at her at this point. Like, why are you so pissed off? Like, you're acting pissed off. This is ridiculous. Like, she's not explaining herself in any kind of way. She's not saying why I feel upset or whatever. She's like, why do you think I'm pissed off? She might not want to exactly talk about it. And that's okay too. If I notice my wife is pissed off about something and I try to dig a little bit deeper and she's just not the place to talk about it, literally all it comes down to is saying, okay, I understand. Whenever you are, or if you are ready to talk about it, I'm here and available. That's all it takes. It squashes all these arguments.
friends. They were super fucking nice to you, too.
No, I liked your friends. I never said I didn't like your friends.
Why
I
were
didn't
you
like
being-
the way that you acted around
You were
them.
being weird and quiet the entire time.
I was not being
Oh.
Look at me.
Come on.
You're being attacking. You can't call her weird and quiet. These are his friends, all right? So, of course, she's not going to be comfortable in this situation. When you're in front of a group of people that you just don't know, you might not be outgoing, And it looked like he was having a good time. The dinner table thing there, it looked like he was having a couple drinks and maybe was getting a little drunk and probably kind of forgot about her. And she even made subtle cues to try and like, hey, remember, I'm here too, by touching his hand, and he shoot her off. And that makes her feel discarded. And it's you gotta take that into account. But I think going back, being like, you were acting all quiet and weird, like, it comes down to emotional maturity, and you gotta. It's a partnership, guys. You gotta basically both be invested in this thing.
You asked me one thing the entire night.
Yeah, here it is.
That's such bullshit.
You dropped my fucking hand. What am I supposed to do with that?
I didn't even fucking notice. What are you talking
I
about?
don't know
dropped your
any
hand.
of these people. They're
So that's the thing too. Is like a lot of times, like I think both people, both men and women, we both do this, man. We do subtle cues and we do things that hurt other people, and we in half a time, at least me, I'm not a very smart man, and I've never claimed to be one. I'll do things that might seem rude or it might shoo them off in some kind of way, and I don't even know that I'm doing it. It's not something I'm doing intentionally, and I think this is the same way for most people. She may have grabbed his hand, but he may have been having a conversation where he wanted to talk about it or whatever. He wasn't, trying to shoo her off. But the issue comes into play here is she is upset and he's not addressing it from a place of concern. It's basically, all of her anger is being deflected back at her, which makes her feel like she's just going crazy,
all strangers. They're all older than me.
But like, what are you
I
talking?
feel so out of place. You're the only one
You're
that makes
making
me
this
feel
about
comfortable.
you.
You won't
I'm
even
like,
look at me.
I'm catching up with friends. You're literally saying I dropped your hand. Like, what? I don't even remember the moment that you're talking about. How can you be like attacking me about something I don't even like fucking know?
Yeah, see, there it is. Okay. That's the thing. Okay. But you need to keep your ego in check. All right. Even though he didn't know what he was doing, you got to be like, okay, well, I care about you and you're upset, and I don't want somebody I care about to be upset. And if I have it in my power to fix that, I should. And that's a stance you should be fucking taking. That's it.
Oh, I was doing it subconsciously. I was catching up
Don't
with
do that.
people.
You're making me feel fucking stupid.
There it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He's invalidating her emotions, which, that's going to basically pull apart that string even further and make her even more upset.
I don't think I'm making you feel that way. I think you're making yourself feel that way. literally a moment that I don't even fucking remember that you're like fucking like holding me hostage over. It's insane.
Okay, dude. So the thing is like, I've been this guy. I've been in these kind of relationships where I've always taken that stance. Like, if you're going to attack me, the first thing you want to do is fight back. Like, when you're faced with confrontation, like, your first almost thought or reaction is to react again with confrontation. And it took me a while to really open up and really see somebody, not as like a true equal, because I feel like I've always done that, but really keep your ego in check. And I think that's the big thing that it comes down to. And realize that you're able to make mistakes without even knowing that you're making mistakes. And at its core, your job is just to fix it. Even if you don't think you did anything wrong, figure out why it was wrong to that person and come to some sort of agreement as to how we can not have that happen again.
It's fucking crazy. These are people I haven't seen in like 10 years. And you just sit there the entire fucking time.
This is all gaslighting. This is all deflecting. This is all just pushing anger and deflecting all of these negative emotions she has back on her, which is not doing anything but making her feel more isolated and making her question her sanity and whether she's going crazy or not even more. It's not doing anything but hurting the person that's already hurt.
It was fun. I actually had a fucking blast. Now this is the night. Now we're doing this. Awesome. So fucking awesome.
You just treated me differently.
What do you mean I treated you differently?
You didn't even look at me once.
What are you
didn't look at
talking
me.
about? I didn't
Oh,
look
no,
at you.
look, no,
I'm catching up
no,
with
no,
my friends.
Oh, trust me, they were enthralled by you. Of course.
I'm so you're literally making the entire night about
you.
you.
Didn't even look at me.
Holy shit. I can't. It's fucking selfish. It's literally like, it's so crazy.
Oh,
You're
so
making
I'm
it about,
selfish now. I'm
yes, you're
selfish
making it
now.
about, you're acting I'm saying you're acting selfish. Absolutely. Right now, that's exactly what's happening. Don't fucking look at me like that. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, dude, it's 100% gaslighting. And I'd like to pretend like I'm bigger than all of this, that I have not done this, that I haven't been this guy. But in earlier relationships, you know, when I wasn't emotionally mature enough to do what I do now with my wife, I've been like this, and I've had these kind of arguments, and I've been the deflector and stuff. And it takes time, and you got to work on yourself, and you got to like really think about what's important and what at its core. What is more important? Is it more important to win a fight or be right? Or is it more important for that other person to feel loved, acknowledged, and know that you have their back no matter what? Because at the end of the day, having somebody that you know does that exact same thing for you is, you can't even put a dollar on the amount of what that means. And I think at our core, at everybody's core, we want that. We want somebody in our corner that is going to have our back, that's going to be with us every step of the way and be in our corner when shit hits the fan. And if you're with somebody like this, then it's just not going to happen, because ego is always going to prevail. And if you do something they don't like, they're just going to gaslight you into a situation to make you second guess yourself, instead of talking it out, communicating in a healthy way, and getting to the bottom, the root of the actual issue.
Hey. Come on. I don't want to fight. Come on. I'm sorry. I dropped your hand.
Okay.
Come on. Sorry.
And I
Okay, and okay, so at least he's making an effort here, and this is like the same efforts that I would kind of make as well. It'd get to the point in the argument where she would start to cry, and I'm like, oh shit, now there's a girl crying, and my head doesn't know how to really deal with that, and there's no real defense to that. I'm not going to keep attacking somebody that's crying, even though I feel like they were attacking me. A lot of guys just don't know how to deal with a girl crying, so we're like, oh shit, okay, let's hug you, let's kiss you, let's just make you feel better right away. And even though I think he's trying to do the right thing here, really, like I hate to harp on this, but I think obviously saying you're sorry is important, but just saying I'm sorry, I don't want to fight, like that can't be the end of it, because that might momentarily put a Band-Aid on the situation. But until you embrace that person and be like, I'm so sorry, I handled that completely wrong, I understand you're upset, I'm a little bit on edge too, let's just get to the bottom of this. I'm sorry that I did this. I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I can 100% see it from your point of view. You need to put yourself in that other person's shoes. You need to see their emotion and try to feel it yourself. And until you can get to that point of empathy for somebody else, it's always just going to be a Band-Aid. Now she just seems like so entranced by this guy. She can't believe that he's real, that she's willing, like so many women, and women that have done it for me too, they've been willing to be like, okay, well, he's being sweet again now, and now this makes me feel good, and I've got a little bit of attention, so I think we're on the right path here. But you really just got to dig a little bit deeper. Oh fuck, I forgot we were watching a Taylor Swift video. Like, halfway through this commentary, I'm like, what are we talking about? What is going on here? I'm like, oh, that's right, we're watching a music video. This is wild, man.
There was nothing else I could do, and I forget about you long enough to forget why I needed.
She knows. Look at her eyes. She knows it's a Band-Aid. And we're back to our highs. She's willing to forget. She's willing to push it down and forget and forgive without any reassurances. Oh, see, there it is. There it is. That's a line right there. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath, you know? To her, she feels like your little thing, but to her, you are like this, you know, you're her oath, like you're her world and whatever, but she feels like she's just this little hidden away thing that's only allowed to come out every once in a while and be an accessory in some kind of a way. It happens way too often and way too much. And it wasn't until I started having real honest conversations with my partners and my wife now, like, that I realized, I'm like, oh shit, this is how you feel. This is a thing. Like, dude, 9 times out of 10, dudes just don't know. We're thinking about something else. And it's not because we're not thinking about you. It's just because, like, we're just not that smart. We're just not that deep. Slight orchestrations is nice. Ooh. I love the strings. Why do they always do this? We're moving on to the chapter, the breaking point, but the song itself it's showcasing a different aspect of the emotion you're supposed to be feeling. We're finally switching up. The tempo is speeding up here. We got, you know, a more pop-esque vibe to the song with like the bass lines and then the fun little drum hooks here and the orchestrations. Like, it feels like we're about to celebrate something. That's the thing. This is why you got to be on edge. This is why you got to be on edge, because just when you get comfortable, be prepared to be kicked in the gut. There we go. I think she's trying to communicate right now. She's got that face. Right now, this dude is trying to comprehend it right now, and then also being attacked. When you have somebody standing over you, yelling at you, and you're trying to basically put all the pieces together, you might not exactly know how to deal with this situation. And like, loving is a learned skill, all right? To be a good partner, it like, you have to learn. It's not something that comes naturally to anybody. Maybe love does, and that affection and that, you know, that feeling you have towards somebody else, but the communication aspect of it and truly making somebody feel like home, like they are at their home base, like, it's a learned skill, dude. And it's taken me years, and I still fuck up all the time. So like, it's a constant learning thing. But dude, I've been there, and it sucks when you're sitting there and you're like, okay, she's getting really upset, and I'm trying to put all the pieces together, and I'm feeling really attacked, and I'm getting angry now, and like, it all just explodes. And that's why you can't put Band-Aids on these initial fights that you have. You have to dig in. You have to like get to the bottom of it, and you have to be the bigger person sometimes, and you have to be willing to be asking yourself, am I willing to let this thing go on any longer, knowing that it's going to hurt the one I love? And ask yourself that real question. And if you can say, yes, I'm willing to let this thing go on longer to hurt the one I love, then there is the problem in itself. Yeah, like her. Oh my God. So casually cruel in the name of being honest. And this is like that thing where you're throwing those stones, and sometimes they're weapons and sometimes they're diamond rings. It's one of those things. It's deflecting, and you want to be honest with a person, but you got to do it in the right way. And when emotions are heightened like this, it can be difficult to do. It really takes some maturity and some keeping your ego in check. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help anybody. It hurts everybody. It's like your tears ricochet. Or my tears ricochet. Where's she now? Okay, so I'm assuming. She looks lost. Like she's trying to find somebody. I think so. I'm pretty sure, and I don't give a shit about Taylor Swift's dating reputation or whatever. I don't care about any of these guys. I know that she's dated some celebrities, and I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal. Not to throw any shade towards him, but I could be wrong on this, but I think that it was him. But that line of just sipping coffee, acting like you're on a talk show host, like charming the father and everything, like she can kind of see that because she's also somebody that's been on talk shows, I'm assuming, and so she can kind of see that angle and kind of like that fake setup and, you know, the easy win of just telling the same old recycled jokes or charming stories or whatever. Same shit we all do, just to a different degree. But it hurts in a different way. Like once your like family is starting to warm up to these people that are toxic to you. And I think that's one of the reasons why this thing is hurting her so much.
But then he watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come. And he said it's supposed to be fun. Turning 21.
21. Must have happened when she was younger. The reeling. Just from like the visual aspects of this, her at the party and then her at this her 21st birthday party, it seems like he's not there. So maybe there's some, you know, disconnect there in some kind of way, or the relationship's fading out. And now we're onto the reeling.
Time won't fly, it's like I'm paralyzed by it. I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it. After plaid shirt days and nights when you made me your own, now you mail back my things and I walk home alone. But you keep my old scarf from that very first week, cause it reminds you of innocence and it smells like me.
A memento.
Get rid of it, cause you remember it all too well. Cause the way I again when I loved you so, back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. From when your Brooklyn broke my skin and bones, I must returning half her weight? And did the twin flame bruise paint you blue? Just
I love the accent choir.
the love affair maim you too? 'Cause in this city's barren cold, I still remember the first fall of snow and how it glistened as it fell.
Oh shit, it's her. She's just a redhead now.
Just between us did the love affair maim you all too well. Just between us, do you remember it all too well?
I wonder if she holds on to any kind of mementos from him.
Just between us, I remember.
Or maybe she just really wants her fucking scarf back. Oh no, he's wearing it right now. In the snow. Is that a slight horn section? It sounds like we have a fade out here, and generally I don't like fade outs, but this one is cool because as it's fading out, the song is still evolving. There's different layers of subtle strings, even some sound effects of what sounds like birds, the horn section. So it feels like the song is still going on. I hate when it like follows the same, like, you know, it's just the same thing over and over and it fades out. Dude, that's a whole on experience. Yikes. Any information here? Great acting. At certain times in this video, I forgot that I was reacting to a music video. I was just getting lost in the storyline of it all. And yeah, dude, it was heartbreakingly beautiful. It's a situation that I think we all know too well. And yeah, it sucks, man. And I got to stand by what I say. Like, you're just not going to evolve your love life until you get to that point of emotional maturity and keeping your ego in check. There was a book my wife wanted me to read a couple years ago, and I did read it, actually. It's like Love Languages or something. I forget when I read it, but it was a while back. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, this makes perfect sense. And we talked to each other about like, hey, what's your love language and what's my love language and what excites you and whatever. You need to have these conversations. And because then you know, because when you want to make your significant other feel special, you want to do something nice for them, you know exactly how to do it. You know what really, truly makes them happy. And you can just execute on a higher level, especially for like dudes that might be like a little bit more analytical with things and it might a little bit more direct, and not really see the subtle nuances that maybe women see from my experience with dealing with women. We kind of need things to be in black and white sometimes, and it definitely helps out. So if there's any dudes watching this right now and you're struggling with your relationship, trust me, just read that book and then ask your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, what their love language is. Have them read it too and have a conversation with it. It's going to make you feel closer. It's just going to make things better. And everything I've said here, I know this has been kind of like shitting on dudes a little bit here because this is from that perspective and from Taylor's perspective, but like the same thing happens and women can do this to guys as well. And it's important to recognize these things and have that conversation of, is this just going to be how it is? Is this just how you are? Or are you willing to grow with me? Like, that's really what it comes down to. And until you are able to get over yourself, keep your ego in check and make the right moves, like it's gonna be stagnant. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna be constant band-aids, and it's gonna fucking suck, dude. And I think it just takes us all a while to realize that, or some more than others. It took me a while to realize that. But yeah, man, overall, it didn't feel like a 10-minute song or a 14-minute video. I was totally into it the entire way through. I was immersed in the story, in the actual, the script that was happening. I think the actors were great. I think that redheaded girl turning into Taylor at the end kind of took it all home, and then seeing the guy with the red scarf at the end was kind of cool. The symmetry of the song is also really interesting as well. You know, obviously, I only heard the acoustic version, and it didn't have all these extra little cinematic touches to it as far as like horns and strings and accent choirs from her own voice, which was kind of a nice little touch. But it didn't feel like a 10-minute song. It felt like it kind of just flew right by. But now just looking down, yeah, it's already been like a 35-minute video, so I should probably wrap this thing up. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for a little while and listening to my first reaction on this. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help me out a ton, dude. And yeah, I guess that's going to do it. I guess I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, everybody.